YouTube, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Olivia and I'm a bikini competitor, online coach and posing coach. And today is the day we are going to wrap up the bikini prep series. To be honest, I didn't have an idea for this video this week, but then ideas started coming in. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to sit down and talk you through my prep, talk you through each show that I did, how I felt about my placings, how I felt about the show, what could have gone better, maybe was there any more we could have done before each show, leading into each show. And I'm also just going to talk you through the plans moving forward because we are officially 4 weeks, nearly 5 weeks post-show, post-prep. And as my coach said, we've got this. So it is time to wrap up the reverse phase slowly. Obviously, well, the off season doesn't actually start until January, but we're kind of, we're out of the woods, we're wrapping up that health phase, we're just kind of going into a maintenance phase now over Christmas, leading into the new year, because Christmas is next week. And then from the first week of January is when we're really in the off season, which obviously I am going to document. We're going to start a new series. I still don't know what I'm going to call it, so if you have any suggestions, if you want to help me find a new name for the off-season series, make sure to just pop it in the comments. But yeah, so I just wanted to intro the vlog here. I'm sat in front of my laptop, powering through my client check-ins before I go to the gym for my in-person posing clients. And then, you know, since I'm there, I'm just going to get my session out of the way right after. It's a leg session. I will not be bringing you to the gym today just because it is the exact same session I did in the last vlog, so you can just click back a video and see my session there. Now, when we are settled into a proper off season and training is, you know, going up, strength is going up, I'm definitely going to bring you along more training sessions. I talk you through them. Maybe if I get a sudden influx of cash, I'll invest in a mic, but not right now. But yeah, I've gotten up this morning, as you would have seen. I had my peppermint tea. I've actually been swapping out my first coffee of the day for peppermint tea, and it's really made a massive difference in my digestion in the morning. I've been a lot more regular, but now we've got my first coffee of the day, just an Americano with a splash of coconut milk. And yeah, checked out my coach, obviously still waiting for an update, so I'll update you once I know, but I don't think anything will be changing. Food has actually gone up a touch during the week, so I say we're just gonna let it settle until after Christmas. So yeah, what we're gonna do today, I'm gonna sit you down, we're gonna talk through my season, we're gonna talk through my prep, we're gonna wrap it up, talk about some of the plans going forward now, leading into an off season. And I'm not doing a full day of eating today, but I am going to give you a little grocery haul. So rather than showing you the foods, the meals that I eat, I'm actually going to show you the foods that I buy to make the meals that I make. And I might be doing an updated version of that over the weeks as well, because obviously from January, like, more foods are going to be introduced into the plan. I told you last week and the week before that we were talking through my gut issues and everything. We've been sticking to prep foods, like all we've been eating was rice and chicken pretty much non-stop, just to let the GI issue settle, let meat settle into my reverse phase, let the hunger level settle, but we'll get into all of that. So there will definitely be a lot of new foods coming in January, February, so we'll definitely be doing more full days of eating, more grocery hauls and all of that jazz. The one thing I am doing today is I am actually macro tracking something instead of something to make a nice meal tonight and have with my boyfriend. So I might show you that, and while I'm at that I might actually talk you through how I plan to actually manage Christmas, being still quite fresh post-year. You know, 4 weeks seems like a lot of time, but it really isn't. So I might talk you through my plans for Christmas. We'll see how long this video is. It'll probably be long. There's a lot to talk about in terms of the season and the shows, so we'll get into all of that when I'm back from the gym later on today, probably later afternoon. So until then, hang tight. Obviously it'll be 2 seconds for you, it'll be a good few hours for me. It's a busy day, check-ins, posing clients, study, work and training. So busy Saturday as always. So I will catch you when I'm back from the gym at some stage today. I don't even know what time it could be 2 p.m, could be 5 p.m. So yeah, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, share with a friend, and I hope you do enjoy the video and stay tuned for the rest of it. So just back from the gym, to possibly one of the best deliveries you can get as a bodybuilder, which is supplements, all from Trained by JP. We're gonna leave those till the end though, as a little surprise, because I got something good. I might also show you a few of my staple supplements that I've been taking lately. We shall see. I promised I'd do a little grocery haul for you. So we went shopping yesterday. We always go shopping on a Friday. But I laid everything out again. I took everything out of the fridge to show you. As I said, don't expect anything exciting. Food has been very plain and simple right now. Obviously, that will change eventually and you'll be the first to know. But I thought I would show. Now, a lot of these foods, yeah, I've been eating them all throughout prep. I've been eating them all throughout my reverse diet. And most of these foods are here to stay for the duration of my off season, next prep, etc., because A, I genuinely love what I eat. And B, I know it doesn't hurt my stomach. So, and it's good for you. It's all whole foods right now. There's minimal processed foods in my diet. You'll see one or two things that are a little bit more processed, but the rest is literally one ingredient items. And listen, it works. So let's dive into it. I'll show you the whole layout first. So yeah, I've got everything laid out and I will talk you through it. So we'll break it up into sections: carbs, proteins, fats, your 3 basic macronutrients, and a few little bits. So for my carb sources, we're gonna start with the carb sources because they're probably the most exciting, obviously. We are going in with the one and only jasmine rice. It has to be jasmine. I'm sorry, if you're eating basmati rice, like my boyfriend does, I'm not friends with you. No, but in all seriousness, obviously when food is high, basmati is a much better rice source just because it is a lot less voluminous. I'm at a stage where hunger is still on the higher side and I need volume in my food, and I can get 4 times the amount of cooked rice versus uncooked, and I just love how it tastes. I love the fluffiness. So jasmine rice, this one is from Tesco. Normally in the off season we do invest in one of those like 10 or 20 kg bags from an Asian store, but right now we just don't have the space here to be keeping that kind of stuff until we move out, which, hint hint, we're moving out soon. You'll be the first to know as well, obviously, but we'll get to that another day, another vlog. That's for another vlog. But yeah, jasmine rice. I eat rice twice a day, every single day, which you would have seen. The last video has a full day of eating, so make sure you do go back and check it out because everything is there. All of these foods do create some meals and they're all in the last vlog. Then pre-workout every single day and 1 meal on a rest day. Another rice in the form of rice cakes. I love rice cakes. I developed a love for rice cakes in prep and it stayed. So even when new foods are going to be reintroduced, rice cakes are here to stay. Then this is normally not on my meal plan, but I do want to macro track it in today to see A, does this sit well with my stomach? B, I've genuinely missed it, and C, we got the green light from my coach to macro track it in. So sweet potato. So we're gonna give that a try today. If it works, it might be here to stay. Potatoes are a great carb source, especially if you are dieting, because you get a lot out of them for low calories, like compared to rice. I think, because I have 65 grams of rice, and I think I get like way over 250 grams of potato. So, you know, if hunger's on the higher side, potatoes are a great carb source. Bagel thins. Breakfast on a training day, one little bagel thin. Am I mad about them? No. Would I prefer a full bagel or real sourdough bread? Yes, but I know the time for that will come. Right now, bagel thins. Okay, more carbs, but lighter carbs, obviously fruit. So my fruit sources right now, I only have 2. I have banana pre-workout, or if I ever forget to bring it to work, I have a post-workout, obviously, and berries. So I do raspberries and I do blueberries, and I tend to keep them in these boxes just because these things go off in a day, but I've found if I put it into a glass Tupperware, sealed glass Tupperware, they last me at least 5 days in the fridge without going moldy. So there you go. So berries and bananas are my fruit. The last bit of carbs obviously is veg. Veg does have carbs. If you're in the off season, if you're just a lifestyle gym goer, you do not need to be tracking your veg if you're not going absolutely mad. Obviously in prep, every macro, every gram of food, every calorie counts, so you are tracking veg. and their carb sources essentially. But obviously right now we are quite relaxed. We have kind of a set amount of veg we use. Like I kind of keep it consistent, you know, like in my breakfast meal I have 2 baby tomatoes and I do that every single day, you know. So I don't actually track my veg, but I keep it consistent. For breakfast it's always baby tomatoes that I mix with my avocado. So baby tomatoes, lettuce. I still like lettuce. Normally when prep is over I don't like lettuce anymore. I still like lettuce. So iceberg lettuce and butterhead lettuce. I love these on my bagels. That's what I do on my bagel thin. Avocado and this, and obviously a bit more veg like cucumber and stuff. Also cucumber, but I forgot to buy it. An absolute must in our household, pickles. I love me some pickles. And a new hype I've been on is actually sweet corn. I know it's a little higher calorie, so I literally use a teaspoon of it, but I just love sweet corn. I've been having it with my breakfast meal. Like most of these veg actually go into my breakfast meal, and then I don't have too much veg for the rest of the day. I do with like 2 more meals, but just not as much variety. Which brings me to my meal number 2 of the day, which is rice, chicken, peanut butter, and veg, but I only use mushrooms in that meal. So I absolutely love mushrooms. They actually have trace amounts of protein as well, so they're very, very good for you. Chestnut mushrooms, always. So yeah, I have mushrooms I think 2 meals of the day, and that's literally it for my veg. Oh, and sauerkraut. I don't have any at the moment because I haven't gone to the Polish shop yet, but sauerkraut has been absolutely amazing for my digestion, and I do touch on that in the last video as well, where I talk you through my gut issues. But yeah, so that's veg. Lettuce, pickles, tomatoes, cucumber, sweet corn. Did I mention mushrooms? I think I did. And we move on to fats. Obviously, number 1 fat source for me, if you know me, if you've been on this channel for a while, I eat it 4 times a day, and that is peanut butter. And this is the absolute goat of peanut butters, pie nut, sweet and salty. This is literally the only one I use right now. I absolutely love it. Sometimes I'll go in with the Meridian peanut butter and coconut. It's really good too. Then once a day we have avocado in my breakfast meal. And then sometimes I alternate. Obviously off season things are a little bit more flexible than prep. You know, if your coach tells you peanut butter, you can substitute for dark chocolate. So this is the one I've been using, sea salt Lindt. But to be honest, like I have 20 grams of nut butter in my oats, and I'll only go like 5 grams of chocolate and 15 grams of peanut butter. So I'm literally adding things in bit by bit. But that's all my fat sources. I don't eat any fatty meats just because not a fan, to be honest. Like I don't like fatty fish, beef doesn't sit with me. So my only meat sources, which brings me on to protein, is chicken. Sometimes we used to do turkey in prep, but that quickly went. I do want it back eventually, but right now it's just chicken. Eggs, which we still haven't bought actually. That's another fat / protein source. I do the eggs every day. I have 1 egg a day. And egg whites on a rest day, so that's protein. So chicken and egg whites, and then obviously eggs. And for my breakfast meal I also have chicken in there, but I just buy like chicken ham because I just love it on a bagel thin again. And then for our chicken we batch buy. We buy 5 kilos of chicken in the wholesalers. That's why I don't have it here to show you. I cook it all up, I boil it, I shred it, I freeze it, and then I just pop it out of the freezer whenever I need it. I just portion out into little bags. I love chicken. I honestly love chicken. Like the combination of chicken and peanut butter and rice, I absolutely love it. And that's one of those things that is definitely going to stay throughout the whole off season. It's my favorite meal of the day apart from my oats. So that's here to stay. And then just some other little bits is coconut milk. I do have IBS. Dairy is a no-go. Coconut milk is my absolute favorite. But to be honest, when I have the choice of having normal milk and coconut milk, I'll still choose coconut. So I know everyone tells you to go for unsweetened and stuff, but like I prefer the taste of this one. And the calories on this are actually really good. They're only 19 calories for 100 mils. So it's pretty much the same calories as like your unsweetened almond. Sometimes I will use almond unsweetened just because my boyfriend buys it for his oats. So sometimes I will steal a bit and put in my coffee. But that's the only thing I really use it for. I use it for my coffee, just a splash. And then with my oats, I make my oats with water. But then I'll add in like a splash of this just for a bit more creaminess. And then an absolute staple is obviously the no added Heinz ketchup, which goes on everything alongside mustard. So yeah, that's literally all I eat. I know it's not exciting, and I warned you it wouldn't be, but that is literally all I eat right now. Rice, rice cakes, veg, fruit, chicken, peanut butter. And that's it. There's so many more foods I'd love to incorporate, but just now is not the time yet. As I said, half season starts in January, and we are going to be slowly implementing foods back in. Like, I'd love to have cream of rice back. I really want real sourdough bread instead of the bagel thins. I'd love to give the sweet potatoes a go. We'll see how that goes. I'd love to have a bit more yogurt in there, like a vegan yogurt, the Alpro coconut yogurt. Cereal, I'd love to have a bit of cereal back, maybe post-workout or with my yogurt bowl. But yeah, the time for all of that. Oh, and Biscoff. I cannot wait for Biscoff to come back. But it will. It will. I know it will. Right now, this is the food. Pretty much the same as prep. Obviously, higher quantities. We are up in the 1900 calorie mark right now. So, really good spot to be in. I haven't really been using much seasonings either. I'm still sticking to pink salt, sweet cinnamon. Sometimes I'll add in a bit of, like, I don't know, like barbecue seasoning or something, but I try not to. I'm trying to keep sweeteners on the low side. I'm still not drinking energy drinks. I'll have like 1 Pepsi a week. So I'm really not overdoing it on that front either. And then obviously one more thing I did forget in terms of protein sources, which brings me onto our little supplement haul, is obviously whey powder. So we ordered a few bits on the Train by JP Black Friday sale. Some are mine, some are John's, but I'm gonna start with the best. I'm not gonna leave you waiting. I ordered the white chocolate hazelnut isolate from Train by JP. I've been looking forward to trying this. The only white chocolate hazelnut one I've had was the Perform, but that's obviously just normal whey, not isolate, and I still use isolate. It's the highest quality protein powder you can buy and you can consume, but also if you are somewhat dairy intolerant like I am, I'm not lactose intolerant, I'm not fully dairy intolerant, like I can handle a bit of cheese and I can handle a bit of whey, and I just find isolate really doesn't trigger any inflammation or any negative response. So this stays in. Portions are still quite small. I only have 15 grams a day. That's why I only got the 1 kilo. But I'm very excited to give it a go. I'll probably mention this in the next vlog. We'll give it a taste test because I just don't have any whey today, so I won't be eating it today. And then my boyfriend got the normal whey because he just eats normal whey in chocolate pistachio. We've been hearing very good things about this one, so we're excited to give this one a go. I'm gonna try a bit, obviously. I need to know what it tastes like. I got magnesium. Magnesium is a great supplement to be implementing, especially in the evenings, but my coach actually told me to up the dose to morning and evening when we were experiencing all the gut issues and the constipation. He said magnesium could really help, so got some extra magnesium. Then these are not mine. Vital Support. What's Vital Support for?
Liver, kidneys.
Liver, kidneys.
And all that good stuff.
And all that good stuff. So, yeah, I don't need that right now. I kind of get my supplements from other places. And then the best omegas. I have the ring light on, so I don't know if you can actually see all of this. There. Omegas, we get the Train by JP always. We always get these. They're the best value for money. There is 60 servings in the container. Obviously, 1 month between the two of us. So we get these. And I think that's all we got from Train by JP. But I did order a few bits of my core supplements during the week. You can use my code Olivia to get 10% off. So after getting my bloods done, my thyroid levels are kind of where they need to be. Obviously Ireland doesn't check your T3, but my T4 is on the higher side of the range, which is really, really good. But my TSH is very low, so that's what stimulates the production of those hormones. So I don't really know how that works, but it's low. So Thyroid Stack from Supplement Needs is back in. We used it at the start of prep before we started supplementing with thyroid hormones. So Thyroid Stack is back in. My thyroid hormones are actually like the supplements are down to only half a T4 tab. So we've pulled T3, we've pulled T4 into half, and we are going to start taking thyroid stack again. Then my testosterone is also very, very low, as you'd expect post-prep, and as you'd expect a competitor that already went into prep with low testosterone. So the only way to boost your testosterone levels, your free testosterone, without actually enhancing yourself with testosterone, which we haven't yet done. I'm still natural in that sense. But the only way to increase that is really focusing on your sleep recovery, and a few little supplements can help as well, but sleep is the main thing. So ashwagandha is back in to calm the nervous system down before bed, alongside 5 milligrams of melatonin. And I have to say, this week I think I've gotten at least 2 hours of deep sleep every single day. There was one day that I only got 5 hours of sleep, but 3 of that were deep sleep. So ashwagandha and melatonin to improve your sleep and boost your testosterone. But also supplements like boron have a very positive impact on your testosterone. And this is one of the best multivitamins you can get. I really don't think you can even see this. It's the multivitamin and mineral pro from Supplement Needs, and it has boron in there. It's actually one of the only multivits that I know that has boron in there. So that's the one my coach tells me to take. That's the one I take. And then other little bits like biotin, I just take for hair, skin, and nails. Digest Max from Strom. Obviously, if you've watched my videos, I think I showed this in every fucking video. It is my best friend in prep and out of prep. Half a scoop a night. Tastes delicious. Vanilla flavor. My absolute favorite. This is here to stay. Any other little bits I take really is 2 scoops of glutamine in the morning, just to help with just recovery and digestion. Glutamine is really good for your digestion, so we actually double scoop this. And obviously 5 grams creatine every day, staple. Creatine monohydrate, by the way, it doesn't even matter what brand. We just go by what's cheapest on the website, if I'm being honest, or what's on sale, and what's, you know, the biggest quantity for the lowest price that we can get, because we go through it quite quickly. Using the Trained by JP Iso Pro. This one is chocolate fudge. It's good, but my favorite one is either the vanilla ice cream or the caramel fudge. Those are very good if you are getting the Iso Pro from Trained by JP. And then I have one more supplement in here that, well, it's not a supplement, it's a carb source, and it's not yet back on the meal plan, but it will be, I hope, soon. And it's also rice based, so I know it's going to sit, and that is cream of rice. I have a massive bag that's been sitting in there for a while now, and I cannot wait to eat it again. My absolute favorite flavor, chocolate peanut butter cup from the best cream of rice brand, which is Trained by JP. So this concludes the haul, the grocery haul and the supplement haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I know people just like to see what I eat, but I thought for a change, rather than showing you my boring meals, I'd actually show you my boring food items and my boring supplements. But no, not boring supplements. I'm very excited to try that way. But yeah, I had a very good training session, by the way. I had a great posing session with one of my clients. I might actually insert a clip from that session. It was only her second session in, and we've ran through all the quarter turns gracefully, and really, really, really proud of that girl. I don't know when she's going to step on stage, but I will make sure that girl makes it to stage. Maeve, you're gonna make it a stage. I promise you that, and I'm gonna guide you all the way there. I know you watch my videos, that's why I'm talking to you right now. And I shall see you next week for a coffee and a leg session. We might get that on the vlog too. Well, next vlog. But yeah, I had a really strong session, so that's 5 sessions ticked off this week. 6 sessions of 20 minutes cardio ticked off, 3 sessions of abs ticked off, because that's one of my biggest promises, is doing abs, but I'll get to that when I'm talking about my plans going forward. But right now I really need to pee, so I'm gonna leave it here, and I will catch you in the evening today, and we're gonna wrap this season up. We're gonna wrap prep right up. I've decided to bring you into the Christmas spirit today with the Christmas tree in the back. So let's wrap this season up, shall we? We've got some trophies. We've got some medals. We also don't have some medals and trophies. And that is also okay. Let's bring it back to the beginning. Let's just talk about prep in general, this prep. In general, compared to my last preps maybe. This has been the most incredible prep of all of my 3 preps that I have done in my career so far. I wouldn't say it was the easiest prep, but compared to last prep, food was higher. We never got to the 2-hour cardio mark. We weren't pushing 600 calories and absolutely 0 carbs for long. My mindset was stronger than it had ever been. And keep in mind, I prepped alongside my boyfriend. So this prep was absolutely incredible. It showed me how strong I can really be, and how hard I can work when I really want to achieve something. It definitely taught me a lot about myself, and that sometimes I just need to have a little bit more belief in myself that I can actually do it. Even in one of the previous videos, I think it's a British finals video, my coach sat down with me in front of the camera and he said how much I have grown and developed and evolved as an athlete, and that honestly meant the world to me. Like, he said it himself last year. When he gave me out protocols, he'd get an emotional response, whereas this year it was like, yep, on it, ready to work, needs must, gotta do what has to be done. And I carried that mindset throughout the whole prep and reversing post-show, and now slowly getting ready to enter an off-season. That mindset is still as strong. Yes, I have days that are a bit harder than others, when we had our gut issues, or, you know, being so sensitive post-show. And obviously my coach is very strict with me this year to make sure I don't fall back into old habits, that I don't fall back into binging. And I think the hardest part for me post-show, it's not eating the same foods that I have been eating in prep. It's not that I can't go and have a pizza, it's saying no to other people. Like, I had to tell my dad he has to wait till the end of January to go out for a meal with me, and it breaks my heart saying no to him, rather than just being upset about not being able to go out for food, if you get me. So that's definitely been the hardest part post-show for me. Other than that, I've been absolutely flipping flying it. Training is going so well. I love training again. I look forward to my sessions again. The hunger is really settling now. Like, I eat a meal and yes, I still feel like I could eat more or eat the meal all over again, but I'm okay with not eating more. So that is definitely a massive win. I haven't binged, I haven't gone off plan without my coach's permission. It has definitely been the best reverse diet we have seen for me. It's 4 weeks post-show now, entering week 5, our post-prep, and we have about 3 weeks left until we're really starting the off-season properly. So what we did is we had a post-prep phase, which was 4 to 5 weeks now, and now we're entering like a 3-week maintenance phase before we start our first 20-week push. So that is definitely going to be interesting. It's definitely a journey I'm going to bring you along on, because it is the first time we are doing a properly structured off season. Because the last 2 years, like, I fell back into my binging habits so quick that we never managed to bring food up. Like, I'm on 1900 calories right now, and that is still considered maintenance phase. We're not even in a surplus yet, and this is already higher than I was eating. This is already higher than I got my food last year. So very happy, but I'm also very excited to introduce a bit of balance into my life, introduce a little bit more flexibility. And I'm not just talking going out for food, but be able to macro track things if I feel like it, rather than, you know, having to stick to my meal plan to a T, which right now I know is needed, because I know I need to prove myself to my coach. Fuck Instagram, fuck everybody else, it's my coach and myself I need to prove myself to. Because if I mess up again, I honestly would not be able to forgive myself, and I don't know if I'd step on stage again. So this off season, this reverse diet especially, really means a lot to me, because it's my opportunity to really prove to the world, to myself, that I am worthy of being an IFBB pro one day when my time comes. I know the gains will not be made in a single 20 push phase. I know that. I know I still have years and years of growth ahead of me. It could be 3 years before I'm a pro, it could be 5, it could be 10, it could be never. But that doesn't mean I'm going to work any less to get there. Let's bring it back. So we did 5 shows this season. So let's start with the first one. 20 weeks into prep, we compete at PCA Ireland Derry. The show that I won an overall in 2 years in a row prior to this year, I came second. How did I feel about that? Well, if it was a big NPC show, or if I haven't won the overall in that show twice, I would have been over the moon with second place. But, you know, having had the pressure of people expecting me to win for the 3rd time, I was disappointed. Especially being so close. Like the judges, from the judges' feedback, it was a very, very close call. Literally point of a difference between me and the 1st place winner. So it was definitely a little bit disappointing, but also I knew that I'm not going into that show 100% ready, because 20 weeks just wasn't enough to get me stage lean. And obviously we had 4 more shows planned. Well, at that stage we had 3 more shows planned, but we'll get to that. We had 3 more shows planned, and there were more important shows that we wanted to peak for, i.e. Amateur Olympia and British Finals. So yeah, Derry was fun, but it wasn't the outcome we wanted. But we moved on. We dove straight back into prep. We pushed harder for show number 2, which was Racetrack Royal Rumble, an NPC regional in the UK, the same show that I did last year, where I came dead last. Now, was I happy with my outcome at that show this year? No. Did I do better than last year? 100%. I went from 2nd call-outs to 1st call-outs, and I was just outside the top 5. I came 6th. So just outside of a medal, which also was very disappointing because I came so close. And obviously the Instagram comments definitely did get to me. That people were saying that I'm not good enough for NPC, that I'll never be a pro. So that definitely hurt, and I did let it get into my head. I definitely did. But that doesn't mean I stopped working. So yeah, that show, not my best outing, but much improved from last year, much improved from show number 1, which is exactly what we wanted. And then the time came that we flew all the way out to Milan in Italy to do the Amateur Olympia Italy. That show hurt like a bitch. And not just because I didn't place. Again, I came just outside of top 5. I came 6th again, but it was a massive lineup. I'm talking junior class here, like open, I didn't do too good in open. But talk about the junior class, just outside of a medal again. And that was a bit sad, like going all the way over to Italy, you know, spending all that money to come back with no medal. Even a 5th place medal was a little heartbreaking. But I'm going to be honest, I had so much fun at that show, just standing on that stage amongst incredible athletes. Because let's face it, a lot of people that were competing there have been trying to get a pro card for years. I knew I'm just a little junior and I don't compare. The goal there was just to stand up in that lineup, see how I compare to other people, see what I really, really need to work on next time I step on such a big stage again. Do I regret doing that show? 100% no. It was an incredible experience. I had so much fun. The only thing, and I did talk about it in previous videos when I was kind of concluding and wrapping that show up, the judge that was judging me, one of the head judges, was the same judge that was at Braywick at the Royal Rumble last year and this year, and he paid 0 attention to me, which was tough. I was the first bikini athlete to step on stage and do my individual routine that day, which was fun, but he literally didn't even look at me. The other judge only glanced, and there was only one judge that actually paid attention. So I was kind of like, you know, how are you judging me if you're not even watching me? So that was just heartbreaking, because the amount of money that went into that show, the amount of posing practice that went into that show, and obviously all the the sacrifices, the hardship, the hunger, the fatigue to get ignored, that's what hurt. Not the lack of placing, that's what hurt me the most. But as I said, it was absolutely incredible. And we stayed an extra night to watch the pro show the next day. And obviously seeing somebody qualify for the Olympia is... I was imagining myself on that stage. That's going to be me one day. So yeah, the first 3 shows, not a massive success. But sure, this is bodybuilding. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you have to accept that and move on. I actually saw a thing on Instagram today from Laura Lee. You know, it's easy to win. What's actually hard is losing and getting back to work to win. And that's definitely true, because between each of the shows we just had to push harder and harder and harder, bring that condition in, because we knew I lacked a lot of muscle mass in my lower body, especially the glutes and the hamstrings. So the only way to make up for that and get the extra points was through conditioning. So we were really pushing. I got to a level of leanness I have never been before, and that was at British Finals, PCA British Finals, probably the best show of the season. I did that show in 2021 and I came 3rd in the junior lineup. This year I went up a placing. I came 2nd out of a line of 13 girls, and oh my god, it was the best show of the season, 100%. It was so fun. The expo was massive and we were pumping up in an actual gym amongst the audience, and just the vibes of that show, and I came 2nd, and people expected me to be upset about that. I was over the moon. I upped my placing from the year before. I was confident that I was the best physique I have ever brought to stage. It was the best I ever looked, and yeah, it was incredible. My boyfriend was there and my coach stayed with us, and my best friend came to England to watch and spend the day with me. It was an amazing show. I would 100% do it again. Obviously I was 1 place away from a PCA Pro card, but sure, you know, PCA Pro card isn't the ultimate goal. Was I hoping for it? Of course I was. I feel like it'd be a great addition to the Pose with Olivia posing business, you know, pose with a PCA Pro, but we still came very close, and I was over the moon with that package. As I said, I've never been this lean. I've never looked that good. I was 49 kilos, which is the lightest I've been since I was a child. And my presentation overall, it was the happiest I've been with my posing at any of the shows. And I just really enjoyed myself on stage that day. I had the most incredible day. And then I was given a whole day off plan after, just to enjoy food, which was really fun. So yeah, British Finals was definitely the best show of the year. And then we were going to call it a day. The season was supposed to finish at British Finals, but it didn't. We decided to do show number 5 and not tell anyone. I was telling everybody on Instagram I'm in my reverse diet and I'm prepping for a photo shoot, which yes, I was. We did a photo shoot, I'll get to that. But that wasn't really the case, because I was still in prep for another show. And so was my boyfriend. He also didn't tell anyone he's doing the show, so I actually competed alongside my boyfriend. And it was one of the coolest things we've done as a couple, for sure. And it was an amazing show. I won the junior class. I came very close in the overall. I was standing in the center alongside another athlete, so I do assume I came 2nd. Which obviously a little annoying, as I said, having won the PCA Ireland shows twice, but still it was incredible. The lineup, like, we expected a very small show, but the lineup was actually really strong. So yeah, I won juniors and I possibly came 2nd in the overall. The winner looked amazing. I actually saw her at tanning the night before, and I saw her, I was like, oh, she's gonna win something, and she won the overall. So at least it was very well deserved placing, that's for sure. Like, my feedback was really good. I had amazing presentation, amazing stage confidence. I was conditioned, which is the first time I've ever gotten that in my feedback this year, that my conditioning was actually on point. The only thing needed is a bit more muscle mass, and this is why we're not competing till 2025 now, because I know I need to grow. So yeah, PCA Galway. By the way, this show was here at home. That's why I decided to jump into it, because I didn't have much money left after the 4 shows outside of Ireland, or my hometown at least. I didn't have a lot of money left, but since the show is here in my city, I decided to do it. Obviously no paying for flights, no paying for accommodation. I did my own hair and makeup for the first time ever, which I was actually really happy with, and yeah, we had our whole family there. Both of my parents with their partners were there. John's family saw him on stage for the first time. John also walked out with a trophy. He came 3rd in his class, up against 2 enhanced athletes, being a natural. That was absolutely incredible. I'm very, very proud of how he did this season as well. He did even better than on his next NPC natural show, where he came 2nd in his open class and he won novice. It was incredible. So yeah, 5 shows. We went from 2nd place in juniors to no placing to no placing to 2nd at the British finals and 1st in juniors here in Galway. So we definitely ended the season on a high. Then prep officially ended for shows. I stayed in a photo shoot prep for another 2 weeks because John was still in prep for another show, and we decided to just push it out together, you know, be in the same boat all along to the end. And we did a photo shoot with Stephen Black Photography, which is also on the channel, so make sure you do go back and watch. So just to kind of sum it up, I don't even know how to put it into words. It was an incredible prep. As I said, it has taught me so much about myself, but it also made my goals very clear to me as to where I want to go now. And yeah, I'm taking at least 18 months off the stage, and in this time I plan to put on some decent size in my glutes, my hamstrings and my abductors and adductors, because that is where I'm lacking. But this is also the area that does take time to grow. So our plan is to do 2 20-week push phases, assess and see if I'll be ready to prep at the start of 2025. This can't really be planned so far in advance. We have a rough timeline. You know, I'm going to be putting in the work and hoping for the best. Like, I have to say, I'm going into sessions now so focused. Like, with each rep, I just visualize myself on stage with those glute ham tie-ins, just staring at the judges. And I want to be an IFBB pro. I'm going to be an IFBB pro. And that's what I have to keep telling myself. And in order to be a pro, they say you have to act like a pro, and I do believe that. And this is why I haven't taken this reverse so seriously. I'm literally treating this reverse diet like prep, and that is not going to change anytime soon. Yes, obviously Christmas is around the corner, which I will touch on when I'm having my last meal tonight. Christmas around the corner, and New Year's, and a few celebrations in January, but that doesn't mean I'm going to work any less. You know, every other day I'm going to be putting in 100, 120%, 200%. How I'm going to give it everything I have and really make this the off season of a lifetime, and I'm going to bring you along the journey. The main thing is just managing myself, you know, staying true to my goals, keeping my eyes on that prize, keeping my eyes on that goal, just staying true to my goal, which is getting that pro card, qualifying for the Olympia one day. And as I said, I know this is not going to happen in a single off season. I know that very well, so don't come at me in the comments saying, you know, I have my head in the clouds, because I've heard that too. I know it's going to take years, but with a structured off season, I am already 10 steps closer to that goal. And I love competing, you know, like, the thing is, a shitty placing will not make me stop competing, because I truly love being on stage. And the posing aspect itself, like, I am a posing coach. I love the art of posing. I cannot imagine not competing anymore. I can't imagine not being able to do what I love on stage. So, but the only way to do that and actually have some satisfaction and some results from it is really putting in the work now, because the work happens in the off season. Prep is harder in a way, obviously, because you're hungry and you're tired, but prep only reveals the hard work you've actually put in over the off season. So 3 years competing, 3rd reverse diet, finally success, 3rd off season, but I'm going to call this off season number 1, because I am starting from scratch. I have a lot of muscle to build, and as I said, my mindset has never been more aligned to the goal. I have never been this strong. And I'm going to continue working on that mindset because this is what it's going to get me. That's what's going to get me to the goal. So yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. So amazing prep and an amazing off season soon to start. But first we got to check Christmas off. So I'm going to chat to you about that when I have my last meal tonight because it'll kind of tie in. I've also made a couple of reels on Instagram helping people manage Christmas and staying true to your goals. So make sure you do follow me on Instagram, follow my journey, and tune into those reels. And yeah, if you guys have any questions regarding this prep or the off season or anything at all, make sure to do pop it in the comments, or you can always drop me a DM on Instagram as well. And as I said earlier, I need help choosing a name for the off-season series. I'm not just going to call it the off-season series. Last year it was Road to Redemption, and in a way we did get our redemption, but in a way there's more redemption to come. But we're not going to call it the same thing. So we need a good name for this series, so pop it in the comments, please. And obviously if you've enjoyed this part of the video and if you've been enjoying the video, make sure to do give it a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really, really means a lot. You know, road to 1,000 subscribers, that's the goal for next year. Get to 1,000 subscribers. And I still can't get over what happened this year. Like, this prep was amazing. But that being said, it's not the best prep. The best prep is the one that's yet to come. But you'll be waiting a while for that one anyway. Yeah. So, post-show recovery phase ticked off. Short 3-week maintenance phase. And then the off-season begins. The only thing that's really scaring me is being off stage for so long. I know once the show starts next year, I'm going to get such an itch to get back on stage. But that's where my posing clients are going to keep me motivated and in check, because I'll be traveling to their shows, and it's going to be amazing actually being able to be there for all the shows that I want to go to. I want to watch a load of shows. I want to watch my coach compete this year or next year, and go to my posing clients shows. That is a massive, massive goal. And obviously becoming a prep coach myself, that is one of the biggest goals I have right now alongside my posing business. I am doing a bodybuilding coaching course, and then I am hoping to be mentored by somebody really good in this industry. So the goal is to be a prep coach. The goal is to be a top level posing coach, prep coach, and obviously an AMVP pro. So I'm gonna leave it here because I need to pee again, fuck's sake. And I will catch you at my last meal. We're gonna have a quick chat about Christmas before I close off this video. It's me again, bare face, post shower, and a lot of study today. A lot of time in front of the computer. But I'm just prepping my sweet potatoes. So I told you I'll be tracking in sweet potatoes today instead of rice, and that's what I'm doing. So I boiled them up in the microwave, and I'm just chopping them up, and I'm actually gonna put them in the oven for however long they need. And I'm gonna make somewhat of sweet potato fries. And while I'm doing this, I thought I'd chat to you about Christmas, because this actually does tie in with what I kind of want to talk about regarding Christmas. And I know you're probably like, you're putting sweet potatoes in the oven, what does this have to do with Christmas? But no. So obviously I am not allowed, well, not that I'm not allowed, but we've decided not to have an off-plan meal this weekend, just because it is Christmas next week. And I know you're going to be seeing this after Christmas, but to be honest, like, this applies to any occasion, any off-plan meal really. And so yeah, we've decided not to have an off-plan meal because it is Christmas next week, and I just want to keep things tidy until then. But at the same time, it is the weekend, and I wanted to enjoy some time with my boyfriend, just because we do have the house to ourselves, and that doesn't happen very often. And it is a weekend, and we like to have good meals at the weekend, especially because it's the only time during the week where we can actually make at least one meal from scratch and eat it fresh, warm out of a pan or the oven or air fryer or whatever it may be. And this brings me on to Christmas. It is not all about food. It's about being in the moment, being present in the moment, enjoying moments with friends and family. And yes, obviously there's going to be a lot of food involved around Christmas, and it's perfectly okay to enjoy the 2-3 days, because you know, whatever you do for the other 360 whatever days is what really matters along your fitness journey, and 2 to 3 days will not ruin your progress. And that's what I keep telling my own clients, you know, go enjoy yourself and just make sure you get straight back on track. Just like I did last weekend after our off-plan day, I got straight back on track after, and it literally did 0 damage. My weight is the exact same that it was last week. So that's kind of what I want to touch on around Christmas. Like, we're not going crazy. Like, my plan is to stay on track during the day, make sure I'm getting my protein in, maybe drop the fats and carbs a touch, focus on pre and post workout nutrition if I'm training, and yeah, and then just enjoy my Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve with my Polish family, and then Christmas Day with John's in Irish/Peruvian family, and just get straight back on track after. No stress, no pressure. But what I also want to say is, don't let other people pressure you into eating things you don't actually want to. Like, ask yourself, do you really want this in this moment, or are you just reaching for it because it's in front of you? And remember, like, a lot of people will feel better about their poor food choices when others join in on the fun. So they are going to pressure you to have, like, oh, come on, we're all having a drink, have one with us. Oh, come on, we're all going for 3 rounds of dessert, you know, join us. Well, why aren't you eating? But just remember, they're doing it for themselves, not for you. They're not trying to please you in your taste buds. They're trying to please themselves and feel better about their choices. But at the same time, if you want to have a drink, have a drink. If you want to have 5 drinks, have 5 drinks. If you want to eat a box of celebrations, go for it. By the way, celebrations are the best out of all those tubs. Team Bounty, come at me. Do you know what? Pause the video, go into the comments, tell me what your favorite celebration is. Number 1 is always Bounty for me, and then it has to be Galaxy, just a plain Galaxy. Anyway, enough about sweets, more about sweet potatoes. But yeah, no, that's all I wanted to say about Christmas, really. Like, enjoy the moment, get back on track after, and just be mindful, be present, and focus on the moment, focus on the experience, and not just the food itself. Like, to me, just being able to spend that time with family and just switch off and not have to weigh my food or bring my Tupperware with me is kind of the most precious part of Christmas for me, especially this year after prep. So yeah, one more thing. I'm not making any old sweet potato fries. I'm making Nando's sweet potato fries. I got some Nando's salt, well, knockoff Aldi version, but it's just as good. So peri salt on the sweet potatoes. I might put a bit of paprika on there as well. They're gonna go in the oven, which is still preheating, so we're good. And then with that, I literally just have chicken and veg. I actually saved veg for my post-workout meal today, so I can have a double serving of veg here. And that's also something that kind of ties into Christmas as well. Like, don't be afraid to save things, you know. Obviously, don't let yourself get too hungry, because then you are going to eat everything in sight. But as I said, like, save a bit of carbs, save a bit of fats, you know, kind of try and balance it out. Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean you have to eat 10,000 calories and feel like absolute crap the next day. But obviously, enjoy the moment. That is the main thing about Christmas. It happens once a year and it will not ruin your progress. But yeah, I'm sure you're hearing that from every coach out there in the world. Same thing about not waiting till January to start. But at the same time, and I have mentioned that on my own Instagram, if you don't want to start getting back in the gym, or if you're thinking of starting your fitness journey and you want to wait to January, that is perfectly fine. Nobody is pressuring you into starting before Christmas. The only thing is that I would recommend, you don't have to start now. Feel free to wait to January, but the time to make plans is definitely before Christmas or around Christmas, before January, because the last thing you want is to enter January with no plan in place. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're not going to know where to start. It's just going to be very overwhelming, and you're probably not going to go through with your New Year's resolutions. So my advice would just be to make sure you have a plan in place, and I am opening spaces for coaching spaces for January. Same thing with posing, you know, all the calendars are announced. It's definitely time to get cracking on your posing if you're competing in 2024. So my inquiry links are in the description box, or you can just pop over to Instagram. Name on the screen, as always. So yeah, I'm gonna make my meal. I'm gonna put it together, wait for it to cook, see if these turn out. I haven't made sweet potato fries in probably a year, because I haven't had sweet potatoes in like a year. And yeah, we're probably going to outro the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed our little season wrap up. You know, prep is officially over, recovery phase is officially over, and we are getting ready to start the off season. But obviously I covered all of that earlier, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you stay tuned for the next video, and make sure to like, comment, share with a friend, subscribe to the channel, head over to Instagram and follow me there, and I shall see you in the next one. Ciao!